Hi, I'm Jayla and my scarf is way too tight. I am coming with you, I'm giving you a tutorial on highlighting and contouring and just natural foundation, well it's not really natural, whatever. Foundation routine with eyebrows and everything catered towards dark skin. I'm like a MAC NW45 if that gives you anything. So yeah. Don't know what's going on with my grammar. Just stay tuned. And if you don't want to stay tuned, then leave. Thank you. Bye.
So I'm first starting out with Anastasia Dipbrow in Ebony. And I'm just putting it in light motions on my eyebrows. And I'm using a very light hand. And you don't have to be perfect with this step because you're going to end up perfecting it with concealer anyway. And then I'm using LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toffee to go under my brows as sort of like a highlight for the brow bone, but also just to clean up the shape of the brows. Then I'll be going in with the same concealer but in Chestnut to go on top. And this is kind of a skin color, and I'm just putting it on the underneath so that it can blend better. And I know it looks sort of unibrow-ish now, but it'll come together when I put the foundation on. So this is the NYX Photo Loving Primer, and this helps mattify my skin because my skin's pretty oily. Then I'm using MatchMaster in 8.5 from MAC, and this foundation is really good for me. It kind of melts into my skin, so I like that foundation a lot. I'm just putting it on with a RealTechniques buffer brush. And yeah. So then I'm using the same Toffee concealer to highlight under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, forehead, and chin area. And I'm kind of light-handed with this, well, even. And then I'm using a cheapy brush to just buff out the concealer and blend it, because blending is key when highlighting and contouring. And then later on, I'm going to go with my sponge from RealTechniques. I think it's called Miracle Sponge or something like that, and it's damp. And then I'm using the buffer brush again to just blend it out further. Now I'm using Ben Nye and Topaz because I'm darker, so I don't think banana powder is appropriate for me because it makes me just look ashy and crazy. But this is more yellow, and it's just darker, and so it just works better. So I'm using the same sponge and just putting that on there, and I'm using a lot because I'm gonna be baking. And then I'm using this Miron palette of color foundation to contour because the contour color is really dark and I need that. And it's warm toned, and I've heard, you know, you shouldn't contour with warm tone, but I don't really care. Now I'm blending out I'm not blending, but I'm just brushing away the excess of Ben Nye powder and Topaz. Yeah. And then I'm using some black Radiance powder foundation to set my contour. And I actually still had some cream contour on the same brush, so it was just moving around, but I'm gonna fix that later. With the same brush that I used to blend out everything. It's just another cheapy kabuki style brush I got somewhere off Amazon. And I'm using the CoverGirl bronzer in Ebony bronze, and then I'm using it on a Eco Styler brush. This is just a powder brush. Nothing really too exact. I'm just doing this to even everything out. I'm kind of behind. So then that was just the matte gold deposit mineral skin finish, and I'm using a fan brush, and then I'm using a blush brush, and this is from my Coastal Scents brush set. I got that like a while ago, so. And I'm just explaining that when you highlight the tip of your nose instead of the whole bridge, it rises the tip of your nose up. I learned that from Destiny Godly. And I'm using some NYX Fix Plus, no, it's not Fix Plus spray. I'm using some NYX Mattifying Setting Spray. Thanks so much for watching. All the products I use will be listed in the description box. And be blessed.